I don't know about you, but for some reason, YA novels and books still appeal to me. I don't know what it is about these stories about characters that are at the very least 6 years younger than me, but there's always something about them that either appeals or feels like it's made to appeal to me. So this is something I've wanted to do on my channel for a while now. Review almost every YA adapted movie that's out there. Yes, even Twilight, but only on special occasions. Hint, hint. So I found a fairly complete list of every YA adaptation movie that exists, and I'm going to review every single one of them. And we're starting off with what is probably the worst one already. Thanks, RNGesus! Maximum Ride, based off a series of books of the same name, had a very troubled production. It was announced in 2007, then in 2008 it was slated for a 2010 release. Then, in 2010, it was estimated to be released around 2013. Then, in 2012, the director quit. And then, in 2013, the screenplay writer died. Finally, the movie was released in August of 2016. With a 38% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes and a 3.7 on IMDb, this series of reviews is already starting off with probably the worst. So, enough stalling. This is Maximum Ride. I don't even have anything clever to say about it. You just know we're in trouble when the movie starts off with this.
We're then informed through standard action movie font that we're in London.
Max.
My name's not Max.
Shh. Max, it's me.
I don't know who you are. I'm sorry, it's kind of odd seeing this kind of shot done in one shot. Usually with this kind of shot, it shows shots of the girl he's talking to waking up and reacting to him. And frankly, I think that's how the scene was meant to go.
Max. Shh. Max, it's me. Max, I want you to come with me, but I need you to be quiet. Max. Max, it's me. Max, I want you to come with me, but I need you to be quiet. Not to make a sound no matter what happens. Do you understand?
She didn't even nod her head. I can already tell the editing in this movie is going to be bad. And he just walks out with her. No guards or anything trying to stop him. He just drives off with nothing trying to stop him. That totally doesn't raise any alarms now, does it? So we get a near Spider-Man length opening as we see the executive producer for this movie is Jenna Marbles, adding on to the numerous reasons why YouTubers should never be involved in making movies. We then cut to the first scene of Beyond Two Souls, but it's all revealed to be a dream. This is Max. No, different Max. No, different Max. No, different Max. No, different Max. No! Dear Hollywood, no. Dear entertainment industry in general, stop using the name Max, especially for the cool kid and the non-girly girl characters. It is cliche and overused as f***. Find a new name, yours truly, Shades! After inspiring a scene from a much better movie, Max starts to go around the house where we get to meet some of the other characters.
Clean up after yourself, you're not the only one that lives here.
You got it, Mom.
Now, from that little interaction, you'd think he's a careless, no craps given type of character, right? Wrong. He's super serious for the rest of the movie, which just makes me wonder what the point of having this little interaction was, other than to show off the scars on his back, which would be a cool reveal if we hadn't been able to see them in this shot. If you wanted that to be a reveal, don't have the actor turn his back to the camera. I know all these characters have names, but I can't really remember them, so I'll just call them by their one character trait. Brains, teen, blind, obvious love interest, and angel. The only reason I remember her name is because the characters say her name over and over and over again. You know what, Spoonie's dead, let's steal his joke. We learned that Jeb, the guy from the beginning of the movie, left them years ago and hasn't come back. Angel then senses something and goes outside to find out what it is. Meanwhile, Blind goes up to talk to Teen to have a back and forth of tired old cliches.
I know you think Max doesn't care, but she does.
I didn't ask for Max to be my mom. I can take care of myself. I just want to be a normal teenager.
We can't risk the exposure.
Max only cares about herself.
The other characters all sense Angel's in trouble and go out to find her.
Angel! Angel! Angel!
And Max uses her Eye of the Dragon power to see where she is. Max arrives, but gets a beat down by the love child of Jacob Black and Sabretooth from X-Men here. We then get a flashback of young Max as she's visited by a young Ben Solo. Seriously, if they ever have a flashback to a younger Ben, cast this kid. He looks almost exactly like Adam Driver. He might need some acting lessons, though.
He's working on something really big. He's gonna save the world. His job is really important.
So, whoa, what the hell? scene mean? Whatever, the rest of the characters find Max and talk about what to do next. They go to the study and find a map that leads to the lab Jeb saved them from.
I need you to stay here where it's safe.
It's not safe, not anymore. They know we're here.
And they left us here alive.
Hey, genius, doesn't that raise any alarm bells? Like, maybe this is a trap?
There's one other thing. The guy who knocked me out, it was Ari.
I can't believe they turned him into an eraser.
So you might be wondering what an eraser is. F you, that's your answer. Just like if you wanted to know what everyone's powers aside from their wings are. You'll just have to go back and watch the opening credits again and slow it down to know what they can do. Only Max and love interest go to save Angel. That night, Teen is looking through Jeb's computer and finds out that they and the others might not be lab experiments like they thought. I hope you enjoyed that revelation because it's not going to have any impact on the story. Jacob Creed then decides to attack. During the fight, Brain, no joke, hides under a glass top table. I think there might have been better places to hide there, Brain, like under a lampshade, behind a curtain, or under a neon sign. Brain uses the bomb he was working on and... What the hell kind of reaction was that? I think we found our replacement for...
Oh. Is everyone all right?
I think so.
Nudge? Nudge!
Whatever I said about making a bomb, I take it back.
We have to find Max.
You know, X-Men Apocalypse was a piece of shit, but at least with the scene when the mansion was destroyed, there was something emotional to it. This was the place where we as an audience and all these characters had spent so much time together in. It was their home, and it's sad to see it just destroyed like that. This movie has no such emotion. Not even a good riddance from Teen. Do you see what this movie is doing to me? It's making me talk positively about X-Men Apocalypse! He's not dead. He's not dead. He's not dead. Oh, look at that, he's not dead. So we then get this really weird scene of all these doctors appearing in front of the camera. It seriously goes on for a minute while this Arthurian chanting goes on in the background. A jump scare? Seriously? So Max, Goof, and love interest, yeah, forget about them. I did. They fly in front of a terrible green screen somewhere until they reach... Oh, thanks. The two hear a potential / murder happening. Am I supposed to censor that? I don't know if I am, but I did anyway. But love interest, wanting to avoid old superhero cliches, tells Max to leave it. But gosh darn, we just have to establish that Max is a hero somehow. So we get a very poorly choreographed fight scene as the guy pulls out a rifle and shoots Max. I'm just going to ignore the laundry list of problems with that alone and just laugh at how unintentionally funny this whole bit is.
Oh boy.
Again. Again. One more time. Love interest arrives and defeats the guy, I guess. The girl Max saved offers to take her to her mom's office, who just happens to be a doctor. Well, ain't that convenient. I actually have to give credit here for the makeup effect for Max's wound. It actually looks really good, almost real. I think it speaks about the quality of the movie when the biggest compliment I can give it is for a makeup effect. So the girl brings in her terrible actress of a mother, and we get a pointless flashback of Max as a kid. I'm dead serious, this scene adds nothing to the movie. So Max Shrek wakes up and, okay, another faint bit of praise here. I like the subtle touch of her just admiring the room and the things in it. Things she could have had if she lived a normal life. They never call any attention to it and it only lasts for a little bit. It's a really nice subtle touch. Something this movie really could have used more of. Hint, hint. So after a scene where the girl's mom wants Max to stay to look at her some more, we cut to, thank you, where the rest of the cast, yeah, you forget about them, where Teen goes into a clothing store. But before anything can happen, the scene cuts back to Max. This scene only exists to remind you the other characters exist and Jacob is still here. Watch what happens when I cut that scene out.
I need to have another look at you.
Seamless. So the girl's mom shows Max Taylor that there's a tracking chip in her. This instantly tells the audience what the twist they're building up to is. So after that we get, oh come on! We get it guys, your actress is hot, but this is obnoxious. The muscle shirts, I get, it's for her wings, but this is unnecessary. So Max, Smart, and love interest take off and fly in front of some of the worst green screen effects I've seen since Mostly Ghostly, until they arrive at a cabin and they start to talk about what happened.
Well, you're obviously still mad at me.
Yeah, I am. I have every right to be.
He caught me off guard.
No he didn't. He went for his gun and you just stood there like a moron. You could have run away, ducked, kicked the truck to send him flying, anything but just stand there, but you just stood there. Screw off.
I'm sorry for all the time and trouble it cost us, but I'm not sorry that I helped her. It was the right thing to do.
The right thing to do? Max, we're beyond worrying about the right thing to do. They experimented on us like lab rats, and you're willing to risk Angel's life, yourself, everything, just because it's the right thing to do?
Yes, because if I don't, that means I'm exactly like them.
Well, if we want to survive, we have to be just as ruthless.
What are you two even arguing about? She was talking about helping that girl, and you're talking about being ruthless because not Nim was ruthless to you? You know it was not Nim that experimented on you, not ordinary civilian humans, right? But before they can get into the cliche PG-13 sex scene, something interrupts them. But it just turns out to be the other characters. So after a scene that establishes Angel is still in this movie, we cut back to our main characters where they start talking about something about Jacob's scar, how Max gave it to him or something, and then we get a flashback to young Max being visited by young Ben once again, where he starts taunting her. The only reason I'm talking about this is I just want to point to this one part here. Why did he pull the scissors out when we're meant to believe he was keeping them in his pants? God, that sounds weird. And does he really think she's so stupid that she couldn't have seen that? So after that, Max Russo heads outside, and for some reason we get this shot that seriously lasts for 20 whole seconds. That might not seem like a lot to you, and normally this wouldn't bother me, but it's just her walking. It doesn't build up tension or establish anything, it's just walking. So Jacob arrives and we get more awful fight choreography, and a competition to see whose acting is worse.
I was wondering about that. Are you still a person or just an animal?
I didn't come here to talk!
But Jacob, deciding his acting is worse, puts an end to it by deciding to use an ear rape device. Still not sure if I need to censor that. So we cut back to Angel. Good thing to clarify it's her, because with how oversaturated this scene is, I thought this was another flashback.
Is everyone okay? Gazzy? Look. Angel! Angel, it's me, Max. Can you hear me? Max?
Oh hey, congratulations on your first line, Angel! Seriously, aside from her shining in that one scene, she's never spoken before this. I seriously thought she was mute. And since she's psychic, I thought it would make sense that she's mute. But nope, guess I was wrong. So Jacob comes back and takes Max Steel to a room where the obvious twist is revealed.
I'm trying really hard to come up with a story that would explain any of this.
Really? Because I figured it out about 20 minutes ago. Your escape was a ruse, he left you at the cabin so they could keep an eye on your progress as your powers grew and you learned to control them. The lab just wasn't a good place for that. How close am I? Okay, I think we're done with this scene now.
You really should try the cookie, Max. They're homemade.
Bullshit, they are. Those are Pillsbury. Oh, I see. You just wanted her to see the note you wrote in pen on a ceramic plate. So Max Rebo decides she's had about enough of this scene as much as I have, and Jacob takes her back to her cage, where she manages to steal his keycard. And I guess becoming an eraser, whatever those still are, gives you television because he doesn't notice. Max acts like she's going along with the bad guy's plan, which I have to admit is probably the best acting that involves her in this movie. Obviously it's all a ruse, as Max tells Angel to tell the others of her escape plan. We then cut to this pointless scene of this character talking to someone over a video call. And I just love how in these movies they always seem to have their own video chat software, only the display for this one has so many problems I don't even want to list them. So I'll put them all on screen. So Jacob comes back and starts taunting Max again. And it's right here where I started to question, how on earth are they staying in their cages? Despite the fact they have super strength, they can't escape from simple cages? Are the cage bars electrified? No. What is it that keeps them in those cages even though they have super strength? So they all start to escape and... Okay, seriously? Another seizure-inducing scene. How many movies am I going to review that have these? It looks like Jacob has Max cornered, but then this happened. What the hell just happened? And did she know all this would exactly happen? How did she, or since he made it, how did Brain know they'd have the exact chemicals needed to make that? Gah! And in a surprising twist, Jacob actually dies. Yeah, normally it'd be the other way around. Jeb would die and Jacob would swear revenge, but not this time. Fair enough. I mean, Jeb is the best actor in this movie. So our heroes regroup and what the hell? Roll credits.
Hey, get back.
What the hell happened?
That's what I want to know. So they decide that since Teen's mom might be in New York, and Max's movie-o-vision involved New York, they should go to New York. Sure, whatever. And so our movie ends on some leaking footage of Max saying her final lines to Jeb, even though that footage shouldn't exist because all the security guys were on the floor, and any security cameras would have filmed that at a different angle. And the next 7 minutes are nothing but credits, with not even after credits scene waiting for you. This movie sucks. The acting sucks, the effects suck, the choreography sucks, the story is paper thin if not borderline non-existent, it just sucks. And I know I ragged on about this earlier, but the editing in this movie is awful. It almost seems like it was done by an amateur who didn't know what he was doing. I'm not saying I could do any better, but I could at least avoid some of the editing pitfalls he fell through on this one. Could someone on the set not bother getting a freaking tripod? I didn't want to point it out earlier because I'm sure you noticed it, but if you didn't, the camera is constantly shaking. I'd say you could make a drinking game out of how many times the camera shakes, but I don't want to be responsible for someone's death. The characters aren't unlikable, but there's not enough time spent on any of them for us to really like them. One of the things that really bothers me in movies is when we're only meant to like our main characters because they're our main characters. The cinematography was probably one of the better things in the movie, which is probably why it was so padded out with all the flying shots. This movie has so much padding and filler, if you cut out most of it, I'd be surprised if this thing managed to make it to an hour. And this was an adaptation of the first half of the first book. That's right, the first half of the first book. I sincerely doubt there was too much in the book to fit into one movie, seeing as how they were able to adapt the freaking Hunger Games, and I'm going to give it the benefit of a doubt and guess that this movie is not an accurate representation of the book. I don't know, I haven't read the book, but if any of you Maximum Ride fans are watching, feel free to let me know. And that was just the start, everyone. There's a ton more to go, but aside from one other, I doubt it can get any worse than this. I'll see you all next time.
Yeah, I'm gonna need breakfast first.
Cookies are not for breakfast.